Orchot Tzadikim. He says, Klalo shel davar. The rule in summary is like this: Lo yitekesh adam, lo yitekesh arpo neged mochichav. Person has to be very careful not to be stiff-necked against the people who rebuke him, or against those who teach him the right way. Rather, you should be willing to listen. Sometimes you have older people, right? The older generation, they tell the younger generation. Wait, I'm talking about the 60-year-old tells the 30-year-old, listen, he's not doing the right thing. Come on, this is the... So what does the Yetzer Hara right away do? The young guy says, okay, what do you know already? You're from the old generation. Like, leave me alone. Like, he just says, okay. So he looks at his friend. Unbelievable. Like, these guys don't know what they're talking about, right? Person has to know that's a bad character trait. You have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to be accepting of rebuke, accept their words with willingness. Why? Because it says about those who are stubborn. King Solomon writes in Mishlei in Proverbs 22:5, thorns and snares are in the way of the stubborn man. He who guards his soul will keep far from them. From stubbornness, right? The one who ignores manner in life, what is he going to end up? Well, how does he learn his lesson? Through the snakes and the thorns and the snares. He has to bump his head into the wall, and then he learns his lesson, right? If said, he would have been open-minded and he would have listened. And spiritual thorns also, not just physical. How many times in the Torah we see stubborn people are disgraced, are put down. The Torah speaks badly about them. Why? Because it says, because stubbornness can also be with the mitzvot and with learning Torah. You got to learn Torah. Rabbi. Okay, no problem. Rabbi, I'm busy making money. I cannot learn Torah. Stubborn. Go, break yourself. Take away a little bit of time. You go learn. It's an investment for your business. You're going to make more money, B'ezrat Hashem, if you go learn more. So therefore, a person has to know that this is a very bad character trait when it comes to learning Torah. Because it says, Ki im b'torat Hashem hafzo torato yegeh. As it says, the Torah of Hashem is his desire. He told us in his Torah day and night. And what happens when you do that? You'll be like a tree by the water. The fruit will be given in the right time. So you don't have to be worried about it. And therefore he says, Rabbi Abau says, and in the end, those people who were stubborn, they're going to see the guy who wasn't stubborn. And they're going to say, wow, look what, he will marvel at those who listen to Hashem. He'll tell himself, oh, I should have listened to Hashem. I should have listened when the people were telling me I should have listened. What happens? How many times this happened? A guy tell him, don't marry this girl. Don't do this business. You got to learn Torah. You got to change your ways. Yes, Rabbi. Yeah, right. Yeah, one day. And what happens? He comes to you crying later. Rabbi, I should have listened to you. Rabbi, why am I so stubborn? Rabbi. Not just stubborn. There's some people, you tell them right advice, Michal, what happens? They go to work, they hear their family eats their ears, gives them different advice, tells them, no, forget what the rabbi said to you, no, that's not the right thing to do, money, you gotta work, what do you mean, yeshiva, who cares? And then he comes back confused, Rabbi, I don't know, I feel I should do this, I should do that, am I good, am I bad, am I right, am I wrong, where is my life? He's so confused, why? He's like a sevivo and sof. Because he allows all those things to penetrate, and he has to be not stubborn for Divrei Torah, and he has to be stubborn once he knows I got that Torah, I got the right advice. That's it. I locked it in. When you lock in the answer, that's it. There's no going back. That's it. Finished. I locked in the answer. I don't not worried what everybody says, because if you hear and you're worried, you really become worried what everybody says. Your head becomes spinning, and you can't stop. As it says in the Rabbi Abau says, Omrim, Mahu zeh sheploni lo kara velo shana, harei hu yoshev im avod mashiach imahem, Elokim yomar lehem ma atem tmeim lo zachu lepnei shamu lei bechayehen. How is this guy who's the lowly one? He doesn't know Torah, he doesn't know Gemara. He's sitting with the fathers and conversing with them. He's in a high place, Gan Eden. What is that? He says, Hashem will tell them, what are you marveling about? They merited because they listened to me. They listened to the Torah and they did the mitzvot. That's why they were able to zochet to have such a high place. As it says, Ozen shoma tochachat hayim ker v'chachamim talin. The ear who listens to the reproof of life. He listens to rebuke and he keeps it. he will live amongst the wise. He will be in a very high place in Gan Eden. So therefore, a person has to know, he has to remove his will from all evil things and against anything that's against the Torah. And Hashem, what does Hashem desire? Hashem loves the most fear of Hashem. When you have fear of heaven, everything is Hashem's. The only thing he doesn't have control of is fear of heaven. In Hashem's safe. What does Hashem keep safe in his safe? Gold? No, he has all the gold in the world is his already. Land? He already has everything under his name. The only thing he can be precious, that's precious to him, is a jar that says Michael, and inside is his Yirat Shamayim. That's how much Yirat Shamayim he has, that's precious to him. He says, this, I have no control over. This is a commodity. This is a very a rare commodity for me. And to find somebody with Yirat Shamayim, something very special, because that I can't control. That's up to you. So that I found a guy with Yirat Shamayim, this makes Hashem so happy. So therefore, a person has to know that's the main thing we have to focus on. It's extremely difficult. It's very, very hard. A lot of people will be naysayers. Look at Avraham Avinu. They were willing to throw him in the oven, and there were people, his whole family was against him, and he stood strong. And even if he meant to give up his sacrifice of his son, he was willing to do it. He was not stubborn with HaKadosh Baruch Hu whatsoever. If he could do it, we could also do it. So therefore, a person who wants to be able to recognize Hashem, come close to him, he has to have this midah of being motivated and willing to do the will of Hashem. And he should look up to who? Look up to those who are great. As it says, you should come to the Kohanim Leviim. The Kohanim Leviim are supposed to be the people you look up to. People you're supposed to get inspiration from. What times do we do? Today, there are a lot of influencers out there. And what happens? You come to, even in shul sometimes, or even in parties, you see these guys, they're well-to-do, they're wealthy, but they're not so religious, and you think like, I should be like them, I should do what they do, I should act like them, speak like them, and a person has to be careful who his role models are. You have to pick the right role models and stick to those, and not let other influences get inside of you, because if you don't get good influences, you're going to get automatically bad influences. As it says, the goodness and the greatness of the will of Ratzon is that he uses his will of Ratzon and motivates himself to connect to the right people and not to the wrong people. As it says in the Torah, even when the Chachamim say, Al smol shu yamin, yamin su smol, titratze lehem, titbal da'atecha ratzonecha. And even if you don't understand fully what the sages are saying, they think what they tell you is left is right and right is left, you have to acquiesce to them, subjugate your mind, you will. When you learn Torah and you say, this doesn't make sense, Rabbi, rip it out of the book. Doesn't make any sense. You don't do that. What do? You say, listen, I don't understand what it means. I have to read the commentaries. My mind is limited. Maybe I have to learn more. And then I'll understand this. The problem is not with the text. The problem is with me. I'm not understanding it fully. I have to give more work to it. And if you have a question, you don't die from a question. You're allowed to have a question. You look more and you'll find the answer. But a person has to know we have to make our mind fit the Torah, not the Torah fit our mind. Baruch